Imagine standing at the edge of everything you thought you knew. Your life feels fractured, dreams half-finished, relationships dissolved like smoke. There's this hollow ache you can't name. Every morning the weight settles before you open your eyes. You wonder if this is just how life is now, if the pain is permanent. But if you're watching this right now, if something pulled you here, you're not witnessing your ending. You're standing at the threshold of the biggest comeback of your life. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. What feels like destruction is actually reconstruction. The suffering drowning you right now isn't breaking you down, it's breaking you open. Everything falling apart is life rearranging itself for your rebirth. Every profound transformation begins in darkness. A seed doesn't gently unfold. It breaks. It cracks under pressure of soil and time. That breaking is necessary. Without it, no growth. You are that seed. This confusion, heartbreak, exhaustion. It's not the end. It's the necessary process of becoming. The human psyche has two faces. There's the side you show the world, your smile, competence, achievements. But beneath, hidden in shadows, lives everything you've been taught to deny. Your fears, rage, unmet longings, secret shame. Your comeback begins not when you polish that public image brighter, but when you finally turn and face what you've been hiding from. That darkness inside you holds the key to your transformation. Maybe right now, you feel unrecognizable. Things that once brought joy feel empty. But what if this disorientation isn't a breakdown? What if it's your soul calling you home? Sometimes the universe has to shatter your old identity so you can finally discover who you actually are. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. All those failures, heartbreaks, rejections, maybe they weren't random. Maybe they were mirrors showing you beliefs buried in your unconscious, wounds needing healing, patterns you keep repeating because you haven't looked directly at them. So if life feels like it's destroying you, understand this. You're not being buried, you're being planted. Every dark night, every tear is watering something beneath the surface. The universe isn't punishing you, it's preparing you. You've walked through fire and still found strength to face another day. That's not weakness, that's evolution. Before we go deeper into this journey together, if something in these words is resonating with your soul, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Your support helps this message reach other people who are standing exactly where you are right now, wondering if they'll ever feel whole again. This work matters. Your transformation matters. Let me tell you something about your crisis. Your psyche is smarter than you think. When you're living a life that betrays your authentic self, your unconscious creates chaos to wake you up. The anxiety keeping you up at night, the depression making everything gray, the pattern of failing relationships. These aren't signs you're broken. They're symptoms of living against your own nature. You might recognize these feelings. Walking through life like an imposter, going through motions but feeling hollow, succeeding at things that leave you empty, or failing repeatedly at paths everyone told you were right. There's this sense you're supposed to be somewhere else, doing something else, being someone else. Your psyche is trying to tell you, stop, wrong path, turn around. This isn't about failure, it's about misalignment. You've been walking a road that was never yours, and your unconscious is staging an intervention. Now we need to talk about your shadow. Everything you've denied about yourself. Every quality you learned was unacceptable. Every desire you buried to maintain the right image. Your anger, your grief, your wildness. The parts you killed off to be loved, successful, safe. Here's the paradox. Your shadow doesn't just contain wounds, it contains buried treasure. The things you've been hiding hold the power you've been searching for. Think about qualities you can't stand in other people, the ones that trigger you instantly. Those aren't random. They're showing you parts of yourself you've disowned. What dreams did you abandon because someone called them unrealistic? That's shadow gold. What aspects did you suppress to fit in? That's where your power lives. The path to Carl Jung empath and personal development begins here in reclaiming what you've denied. Let me give you the framework that explains your repeating patterns. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. That relationship that ended badly, look closer. Wasn't there an echo of the one before? That job you hated, didn't it carry the same hollow feeling? These aren't coincidences. Your unconscious runs the same program repeatedly trying to show you something you haven't been willing to see. You keep attracting the same type of person because an unconscious wound draws them. Success feels empty because you're living someone else's definition of achievement. You self-sabotage before breakthrough because part of you knows that success would mean stepping into a life that terrifies your false self. Your shadow is sabotaging the persona you've been performing. That's actually a gift. There's something else happening. Meaningful coincidences. You think about someone and they call. The same message appears in 3 places in one day. You meet the right person at the right moment. These aren't random, they're synchronicities. The universe, speaking through meaningful coincidence, showing you something deeper, is orchestrating your life. Finding this video might be one of those synchronicities. Something in you was searching. And here you are. What you're walking through has a name: the dark night of the soul. That period where you feel disconnected, lost, hopeless. Every spiritual tradition knows it. But here's what's really happening. Your ego, that false self you constructed to survive, is dying. It has to die. You cannot step into who you actually are while carrying the weight of who you thought you had to be. This death feels real because it is real. But it's not your death. It's the death of an illusion. The story you told yourself, the identity you performed, the mask you wore, all crumbling. And in that crumbling, something true can emerge. Your authentic self has been buried under years of conditioning and fear. The dark night strips that away. It's not punishment, it's purification. So if you're in this darkness, if nothing makes sense anymore, you're exactly where you need to be. This is how awakening works. Real transformation happens in the void, in the space between who you were and who you're becoming. That space is terrifying because there's nothing to hold on to. But it's sacred because it's where the impossible becomes possible. Now we go deeper. Let me introduce you to the map that explains this entire journey. Individuation. It's the process of becoming a whole integrated human being. Not perfect, not flawless, not some idealized version of yourself. Whole, which means embracing all of it. The light and the shadow, the strength and the vulnerability, the joy and the grief, the conscious mind and the vast unconscious beneath it. Most people spend their entire lives trying to be good, to be acceptable, to measure up to some external standard. That's not individuation. That's performance. The journey you're on right now is about something far more radical. Becoming who you actually are, not who you think you should be. And that requires letting go of every false identity you've ever constructed. This is why it's so painful. You're not just changing jobs or relationships or cities. You're undergoing a death of self. The you that everyone knows, the you that you've worked so hard to maintain, is dissolving. And there's grief in that. Real grief. Because even though that self was false, it was familiar. It kept you safe. Letting it die feels like free falling with no parachute. But here's the truth that will anchor you. This process, excruciating as it is the most important work you'll ever do. Because on the other side of this death is something you've never experienced. Freedom. The freedom to exist as yourself without apology. To make decisions from your own inner authority instead of fear and obligation. To live with purpose that feels inherent instead of manufactured. Every breakdown is the beginning of a breakthrough into selfhood. Let me give you the 4 stages of this transformation so you can see where you are on the map. Stage 1 is confronting the shadow. This is where you are right now. Everything you've hidden is rising to the surface. Old wounds that you thought were healed are bleeding again. Anger you didn't know you were carrying is erupting. Shame you buried is flooding back. Addictions and coping mechanisms that used to work are failing. You're being forced into honesty with yourself, whether you like it or not. This is the hardest stage because it feels like regression. You think you're getting worse. But what's actually happening is that your shadow is demanding to be seen. All those parts of yourself you've denied are saying, "We exist. We matter." You can't keep pretending we're not here. The work isn't to fix these parts or eliminate them. The work is to turn and face them, to stop running. Think of it like this. There's a monster in the cave of your psyche. You've spent years avoiding that cave, building your life around not going near it. But the monster keeps getting louder. It starts affecting everything. So finally, you have no choice. You walk into the cave. And when you actually look at the monster, you realize it's been guarding treasure this whole time. Your shadow isn't your enemy. It's your disowned self, waiting to come home. Stage 2 is dissolving false identity. The mask has to come off completely. The good person, the successful one, the strong one. Whatever identity you've been performing, it has to crumble. These identities served a purpose. They helped you survive. They got you love and approval and safety. But now they're suffocating you. They're keeping you from your actual life. This stage feels like death because it is a death. Nothing feels meaningful anymore because the meaning was attached to a false self. Old goals seem hollow because they were never your goals to begin with. You don't recognize yourself because the self you're looking for was an invention. But here's what's really happening. You're not lost. You're between selves, between the one who died and the one being born. In that liminal space, everything feels uncertain. But uncertainty is the birthplace of possibility. Stage 3 is the encounter with the self. Not the small self, the ego, the persona. The self with a capital S. Your larger authentic identity. This usually doesn't come through thinking or analyzing. It comes through experience. Dreams with symbols that feel heavy with meaning. Synchronicities so perfect they can't be explained away. Sudden moments of clarity where you just know something with absolute certainty. Meeting people who somehow reflect your truth back to you. There's a feeling that comes with this stage, a recognition. This is who I actually am, not the person I thought I had to be, not the person others wanted me to be. This quieter, deeper, more solid presence. Your soul has been waiting your entire life for you to arrive at this meeting. And when you do, something shifts. You stop seeking validation outside yourself because you've found something inside that doesn't need validation. Stage 4 is integration and rebirth. This is where you bring it all together. Shadow and light. Strength and vulnerability. Success and failure. You stop trying to be one-dimensional. You stop trying to fix yourself. You realize there was never anything to fix. There was only something to accept, to integrate, to make whole. The transformation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming yourself for the first time. Now let me tell you why this is happening to you right now. The psyche has its own intelligence, its own timing. There's a reason you're going through this at this particular moment in your life. Often it's triggered by loss, death of someone close, a relationship ending, losing a job, Sometimes it's triggered by success that feels empty. You achieved the thing you thought you wanted and realized it didn't deliver what you needed. Sometimes it's triggered by repeated failures that force you to finally stop and ask why. The timing isn't random. Your unconscious has been trying to get your attention for a while. It sent smaller signals that you ignored. So it had to get louder. The universe isn't punishing you. It's interrupting you. You were headed in the wrong direction away from yourself. So life stopped you, forced you to sit down, stripped away the distractions. And now you have to look at what you've been avoiding. There's a principle in depth psychology called enantiodromia. It means that things transform into their opposite. Your greatest wound becomes your greatest wisdom. Your deepest shame becomes your authentic power. Your darkness becomes your depth. Nothing is wasted in this process. Betrayal teaches you discernment and self-trust. Failure removes false goals and reveals true ones. Loneliness forces you to develop self-companionship. Depression strips away illusions and shows you what's real. Every tear is alchemy. Every moment of pain is transmuting something in you. You can't see it yet because you're in the middle of it. But one day, you'll look back and understand. The pain wasn't punishment. It was preparation. For the life that was always meant to be yours. For the person you were always meant to become. Now let's make this practical, because understanding is important, but transformation requires action. Let me give you the practices that actually work, the ones rooted in decades of depth psychology and Carl Jung empath and personal development. The first practice is active imagination. This is having conversations with parts of yourself. It sounds strange, but it's one of the most powerful tools for making the unconscious conscious. Get a journal. Write to your shadow. Actually write the words. What are you trying to tell me? Then let whatever comes up flow onto the page without censoring it. Personify your emotions. Address your anger directly. Anger. What do you need me to know? Dialogue with figures from your dreams. If you keep dreaming about a particular person or symbol, write to them. Ask your pain what gift it's hiding. This works because your psyche wants to communicate. It's been trying to. You've just been too busy, too defended, too scared to listen. Active imagination creates a bridge between your conscious mind and the vast unconscious beneath it. And when that bridge exists, healing becomes possible. Now let's talk about shadow work. Here are the practices that will change you. The mirror technique. Whatever you criticize harshly in others is showing you something about yourself. Make a list right now of 5 qualities you can't stand in people. Arrogance, neediness, selfishness, manipulation, weakness. Whatever triggers you, now do the uncomfortable work of owning those qualities in yourself. Not becoming those things, just acknowledging they exist in you too. When you can own your shadow, other people lose the power to trigger you. You become free, reclaiming lost gold. What parts of yourself did you abandon to survive? Write them down. The creativity you called impractical, the sensitivity you called weakness, the ambition you called selfish, the playfulness you called childish. Now, write a letter to your younger self. Give permission to those parts. Tell them it's safe to come back. This is how you recover the power you gave away. The opposite action. If you are always the strong one, practice being vulnerable. If you're always helping others, practice receiving. If you live in your head, drop into your body and feel. Wholeness requires embracing opposites. You've been living lopsided your entire life. This is how you find balance. And here's the practice that matters more than any other. Solitude, not loneliness, not isolation. Intentional solitude. Time alone with yourself where you're not consuming content, not distracting yourself, not performing for anyone. 20 minutes a day of just sitting, being, listening. This is where you hear your authentic voice beneath all the noise. This is where individuation actually happens. In the quiet, let's talk about synchronicity for a moment. Meaningful coincidences. When you start doing this inner work, when you start aligning with your authentic self, synchronicities multiply. You'll notice them more. The same message appearing in different forms. The perfect timing of events. Meeting people who carry exactly what you need to hear. This isn't magical thinking. It's your unconscious communicating through the world around you. Pay attention to it. Follow it. It's showing you the path. Now, how do you integrate all of this into daily life? Start small. One honest conversation where you tell the truth instead of performing. One boundary where you say no to something that drains you. One moment where you choose being yourself over being liked. Notice where you're still pretending, where you're still wearing the mask, and gently, without judgment, see if you can let it slip just a little. Living authentically means you'll disappoint people who loved your mask. That's not cruelty. That's honesty. The privilege of a lifetime is becoming who you truly are. Not who your parents needed you to be. Not who your partner fell in love with when you were pretending. Not who your career requires. You. The actual you. Practice holding both and instead of either or. You can be strong and vulnerable, confident and uncertain, joyful and grieving, spiritual and human. Stop trying to be all good. That's not human. That's performance. Wholeness means embracing the full spectrum of your humanity. Understand this. The journey isn't linear. You'll have days where old patterns return, and you think you've lost all your progress. You haven't. This is spiral growth. You revisit the same themes at deeper levels. Each cycle makes you more whole. Be patient with yourself. Integration takes time. One more thing about relationships. You're changing. Not everyone will understand. Some relationships will fall away, and that's going to hurt. These were built on your false self. When that self dies, those connections dissolve. It's not failure, it's completion. New relationships will emerge. People who see and love the real you. Your tribe will find you when you stop hiding. Let people go with love. Trust that what's meant for you will stay or arrive. So, who are you becoming through all of this? Let me paint the picture of the individuated self. Someone who's done the work, who's integrated shadow and light, who's become whole. You'll notice you no longer need constant validation from others, not because you're arrogant, but because you've found something inside that's more reliable than external approval. You'll become comfortable with paradox and uncertainty. Black and white thinking falls away. You can hold complexity. You can sit with not knowing. You'll be able to hold space for other people's darkness because you've faced your own. Compassion becomes natural, not performed. You make decisions from inner authority instead of fear or obligation. You know what's true for you, and you trust it. Synchronicities become a regular part of your life because you're aligned with something deeper. Purpose stops feeling forced. It feels inherent, like breathing. Here's what people won't tell you about transformation. You're not becoming someone new. You're revealing who was always there beneath the conditioning, beneath the wounds, beneath the fear. That person was waiting, and now they're emerging. There's something else that happens when you do this work. You bring gifts back. The hero's journey doesn't end with personal enlightenment. It ends with returning to help others. Your pain wasn't just for you. It made you capable of guiding others through their own darkness. The wisdom you earned through suffering, the compassion born from your wounds, the authenticity that gives others permission to be real, the strength that isn't performance. These are your gifts. The world needs people who've done their inner work, who've faced their shadow, who've integrated their wholeness. Because those people don't project their pain onto others. They don't manipulate or control. They don't need to diminish anyone else to feel powerful. They just exist as themselves. And that existence alone gives others permission to do the same. Your transformation will ripple outward in ways you can't yet see. Understand something crucial. Individuation isn't a destination. It's not something you achieve, and then you're done. It's a lifelong process. There will be more deaths and rebirths. Each one goes deeper. Each one reveals more. This is the path of Carl Jung empath and personal development, a journey that never truly ends, but continually deepens. You don't solve yourself once and maintain it. You keep growing, keep integrating, keep becoming. From here forward, keep listening to your unconscious. Through dreams, through synchronicities, through the whispers beneath your thoughts. Keep integrating your shadow. Every time something triggers you, that's information. Keep choosing authenticity over approval, even when it costs you, especially when it costs you. Keep trusting the process, even when you can't see where it's leading. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. That choice is happening right now, in this moment. Not tomorrow, not when things get easier. Now, you're choosing whether to keep performing or to start being, whether to keep running from your shadow or to turn and embrace it, whether to keep living someone else's life or to finally claim your own. Your comeback isn't about revenge. It's not about proving anyone wrong. It's about peace. The deep peace that comes when you finally understand that everything happened exactly the way it had to for you to wake up. You were never behind. You were always being guided. You were never lost. You were being led home. If you made it this far in this video, something in you is already awakening. The fact that you're seeking understanding means you're on the path. The comeback began the moment you stopped fighting the pain and started feeling it fully. You didn't randomly find this video. Your soul was searching, and it led you here. This is the map. Now you must walk the path. Your greatest comeback isn't just about surviving what tried to destroy you. It's about becoming whole, about integrating every part of yourself you've been running from, about stepping into the fullness of who you actually are. Welcome home to yourself. The journey is just beginning. If these words touched something deep in you, please like this video and subscribe to this channel. Share it with someone who's standing where you are, wondering if they'll ever feel whole again. And in the comments, tell me, what part of yourself are you ready to reclaim? This is Gentle Mind Psychology, where we don't just talk about healing, we walk through it together. Your transformation matters. I'll see you in the next journey.